Hi, welcome to Twin Mama. I'm Izzy, and if you're new here, hi and welcome. We're not playing tug of war just now. Today's episode is all about how to get your dream body and the ultimate guide to doing so. Sarah, where are you going? If you've ever wanted to build your dream body, now is the time. That's water. It's my water. In this video, I'm breaking down my ultimate guide step by step as to how you get your dream body in, no matter where you're starting from, in 5 simple steps. Yes, they are simple, but we are complex. And if you're anything like me, we like to complicate things. So we're going to focus on simplicity. I'm also going to put timestamps below for each of the sections so you can always jump forward if you need to. Step 1, hacking your mindset for success. Your mindset is a secret weapon, and how we look at things is super important. I have always been very guilty of looking at people in celebrity or other people that I know who are maybe younger than me and trying to get their figures. I am not a K-pop idol, and I don't, for example, dance 8 hours a day, have the time, have the resources to provide that. So for me, it's been a massive mindset shift into what we should be looking at rather than what we want to be and being like somebody else. It's about what's the dream body for me now. I am 40, I've had twins, I've had gastric sleeve surgery. All of these things are factors in what my dream body should look like, and being happy in my own skin is the most important thing. And remember to aim for your best body, not somebody else's. Step 2, mastering your nutrition. 80% of getting our dream body is going to be on nutrition. And there are lots of simple little things that we can do to improve our overall health and well-being. Abs are made in the kitchen, and nutrition is 80% of the battle. So we hear about lots of different diets: keto, intermittent fasting, you've got your big names like Slimming World, Weight Watchers. Now, diets all work. A diet will work for a short period of time, but what happens after the diet, when bad habits creep back in again, is that we gain the weight back, and normally more. So we want to look at a lifestyle shift rather than diets. So first things first, portion sizing. Now, this is somewhere that I have always really struggled with and have started to do small, easy things to help. So for example, this is the size of a standard dinner plate now. It is bigger than my head. Right. When you're eating stuff, you should be eating with a plate the size of your hand. So even this is quite big. So for me, I've switched my food from these plates to these plates, and that really helps the mindset and the eye. Your brain can play tricks on you, and I find that really helpful because you can put the same amount of food onto each plate and it's very different. Is when I'm eating a meal, I try and aim to focus on my protein first, then my veggies, and then my carbs, and I work that way around the plate. And that's been really helpful for me in terms of prioritizing the right food that will keep me satiated longer, rather than the quick fix instant food that will load my stomach and make me feel full but not necessarily nutritionally full. The other thing I've discovered recently is making porridge. Now, I've really struggled with snacking and eating in the evening. So that's snacking, after the girls are down, or, it's a busy long day and you sit down, you want to watch something. So for me, what I have started doing, being careful what I buy and what's in the house. So I have things like chocolate covered rice cakes or yogurt covered rice cakes. Yes, they're still calorific. Yes, they're not particularly clean and everything else, but they are significantly better than regurging on 300 grams of chocolate, which I could easily do. Or, for example, I have lots of bags of crisps, like the girls like crisps, that's fine, but I don't have the big Pringles tubs because I could eat one of them and no problem at all. Whereas now, I've got a bag of crisps and I can open 6 or 7 bags of crisps, but your brain, your mindset starts working on that, and that's been really, really important for me. The other thing I noticed is breakfast. Now, there's always a big debate. Do we eat breakfast? Do we not eat breakfast? Most important meal of the day versus, intermittent fasting and using that as a time window. What I've found out and what works for me is, and this is more to help my snacking at night. So if I have a bowl of porridge in the morning, I feel more satiated and full. And then across the day, I don't tend to snack as much. Don't have the urges to snack. So that's been really helpful for me, and whether it is helping or not, I'm not sure, but these things work for me and I'm just going with what works for me. I'm not particularly a big fan of tracking calories and macros and all of that stuff. If that works for you, fabulous, and there are lots of really good apps out there that help you with that. For me, that's not sustainable, and I need stuff that's going to be long-term and sustainable rather than dieting mentality. So, but also really understanding why you're eating. Are you eating because you're bored? Are you hungry? The thing to remember whenever we're feeling any situation is HALT. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Is it something like that? Which manifestation is helping us and these cravings are coming out of? And if you are bored, something that I've started doing as well is a cucumber. So I looked the other day and a whole cucumber is about 89 pence. However, crisps, like a big bag of like Doritos crisps, was like $2.35. Now that's a massive difference in cost. Also the calories in it, and they're empty calories. But if you were to chop up that whole cucumber and have that as like a picky snack, you would probably find it hard to get through the whole cucumber. Buying picky fruit and veg, if that makes sense. So stuff that I can make into snacky size bits that I can then snack on rather than choosing crisps, crisps, sweets, chocolates, all those sort of things. I still eat crisps, sweets and chocolate, but moderation rather than anything major. The other part of nutrition is liquid calories. Now, I personally don't drink alcohol, so that's also been a big help, but you have things like your sodas, energy drinks, things like that, tea, coffee, making sure that you're picking stuff. For me, what I've started doing is not picking things that are high in calories. Now, I do still drink fizzy juice a little bit. I'm trying to really cut back on that just because it's got things like aspartame in it and other chemicals that are not really good for your body. However, what I recommend, the best thing of all is water. And if you're not lactose intolerant, milk. Milk, in fact, is the best thing to drink post-exercise. Now, people have always told me to listen to your gut, and I've never really understood what that meant. And as someone who's studied biology and psychology, I really should do. So when people talk about that, I always found it very hard to understand, well, what do you mean listen to your gut? Because I felt always hungry. A really good way of doing this, and this is a little TMI and a little gross, but checking your, for example, hydration levels and how hydrated or dehydrated you are. Check your urine. The dark colour, you're dehydrated. If it's a light colour, then you've got enough hydration in your system. So things like that. So when you go to the loo, look in the loo. It's that simple. And the other side as well is the looking at our number twos, which obviously is a lovely topic. There's something called the Bristol Stool Scale, and that looks at how fecal matter, it looks in terms of size, shape, consistency, regularity. So when you go do your number twos, have a look at your poop. What does it look like? So when I think of listening to your gut, go check your loo. And then you do a number one or number two, have a look at it. Before you brush, have a wee nosy and just see what it looks like. Step 3, building the perfect workout plan. 20% is exercise. Now, before we any panicking, it is really, really straightforward. We're going to look at things that increase our exercise slowly, gradually, steady. The biggest one for me is walking. Without a shadow of doubt, I do more walking than I do anything else. Now, I aim to get to between 20 and 30,000 steps in a day. I know they say 10,000 steps a day, but for me and my exercise levels, I do that. And that includes walking my dogs, that is going out for walks for myself, walking to and from shops. So when you go to the shop, I don't drive at the moment, but if I go to the shop, parking further away, get a bus stop, walk down to the next bus stop. Things like that will really help boost your confidence. It helps build up your body in a manageable way. Whilst yes, there'll be more calories burnt from running versus walking, we are still burning calories And I don't know about you, but when I run, my head just goes on like full speed. It's horrible and nasty. I have to have my music on so loud when I'm running to drown out my own mental thoughts. So not for me. Walking is much more there. And if you can walk and you're walking further and you're doing it more consistently, then you're going to be burning more calories in when you're running, because you wouldn't be consistently running. So it's picking things like that. I do HIIT workouts, I do high intensity cardio workouts, because you don't need to train harder, you need to train smarter. I'm going to be posting a few different shorts coming up with different workout plans that can take 10 minutes, 15 minutes and are effective. And these are little things you can do. Now, there are hundreds of these online. There are lots of apps. There are influencers you can follow and find the ones that are right for you. I also love to dance. So things like Zumba. I go on YouTube quite a lot and I will learn dance routines. So if there's a new routine that's come out or a new TikTok thing, I will learn them for fun. I may never post them online, but I like to learn dance routines. That's kind of something I like to do as well. It takes the mind off whatever I'm stressing about. So it's really positive. But finding what works for you, and finding something that is consistent, that you're able to do consistently, rather than something that is the most sweaty, horrible calorie burn, because the chances are you're going to do that for a couple of weeks and then you stop. So we're looking for lifestyle changes, small shifts that allow us better environments. We're looking for simple shifts in mindset and behaviour rather than dramatic, fast changes. And I know that is incredibly annoying. And as somebody who likes everything 3 weeks ago yesterday, I'm not playing tug of war just now. Slow and steady is not necessarily the way I want to do things in my head. But if you do that though, you end up in the boom and bust cycle. Try hard, you throw everything at it, you don't start seeing the results, it's not maintainable, you drop, and then you gain weight, and then lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, and you just end up hating yourself. And this is why the diet industry works. It's estimated at the moment at $224 billion a year. This industry wants us in this boom and bust cycle because it makes them money. Step 4, prioritize self-care and recovery. Lifestyle is not just about nutrition and fitness. We have to look at our self-care. If that is getting your nails done, getting your eyebrows done, relaxing, spending time with friends, all of these sorts of things, although they seem really small, they boost our self-confidence and self-worth. If these things boost, we won't be needing the emotional crutch of food, alcohol, etc. So we want to try and shift and prioritize our self-care. I can honestly say that I now love myself, which is the first time in 40 years I feel I've been able to say that. Maybe I was able to say it when I was a small child, but in living memory, I don't remember being able to do that. It is so important. If that is giving yourself a bath or a longer shower, or taking time for yourself, going for a walk by yourself with your favourite music, whatever that is for you is absolutely fine, but have a look at self-care. I know it's very much a buzzword right now, but it is super, super important. Last but not least, step 5, stay consistent and make it fun. The biggest secret to getting your dream body is it must be fun. Pick things you like, pick foods you enjoy, pick workouts you like, self-care that you enjoy. It is super, super important for you to enjoy the process. If you enjoy it, you'll stick at it. If you don't and you hate it, you're not going to stick at it. Try new workouts, try new foods. If you don't like it, fine, it's no problem. But try different things, and that's going to really help boost you and move you forward. You're never too old to learn TikTok dances. Your dream body isn't a goal, it's a lifestyle. Commit to it and stay consistent. I hope you found this video useful. And if you have any additional tips, please put them in the comments below. Also comment below with your lifestyle goals for this year. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn the notifications on. Let's work together and make this year the best possible. Take care of yourself, keep pushing forward, and remember, you are enough.